It's been a weird week. Obviously, we've had the 4 day long weekend. If you're from Australia, most of us have had a 4 day long weekend. I hope you enjoyed the rugby league over the weekend. It's been 4 rounds of rugby league well, 4 rounds into the 2024 NRL season, guys, and it's been a weird season so far. We had from a tips point of view, honestly, the first thing I'll say is I got to own up to it. I'm so used to owning the try scorer space and doing really well. This year has been an absolute shocker. So 4 rounds in, our premium tips are up a couple of percent. But again, I'm used to sort of 10, 20, 30% profit. So 2% is honestly a bit shit. But most of our profits last season kind of got made sort of mid and end of season. So I'm not worried at all. It's one of those things where if you keep getting on sort of long odd stuff, it does take time. You have massive highs and lows. Happy to cop that. One thing that has been disappointing, and I will own up to it, guys, is the reason why I think Wicky got popular last year is because we blew up. We had a whole bunch of long odds try scorers, and the free tips this year from the article, the custom markets, the multis, etc., are down 50%, and that is shit. I'm not used to losing in anything punting related, let alone being down 50%. That's horrible, but I gotta say, from my point of view, I'm putting in the time. I'm trying to find the best prices. I'm trying to find the best picks. I will be tweaking a couple of things with the article, which I'll mention in a second. But there is a shitload of rain going around Australia. So I looked at the NRL games from the Friday game until the second Saturday game. I think there's 4 games that have been playing all in Sydney from memory, and there's a shitload of rain in Sydney Friday and Saturday. So I almost definitely won't be doing any anytime try scorer picks. There's just no point. My video is showing twice on YouTube. What can I do? What can I do? Can't really do much. Yeah, on YouTube, if you can see my video twice, I'm sorry, but I'm sharing my screen for the Zoom call, so unfortunately, it's just going to show up twice. But yeah, but yeah, sorry to get back to it. I think the couple of things that I'm going to tweak with the article, guys, is the reason why I'm good at what I do is I'm good at longer odds try scores. That's more your first try scores, your last try scores, first try score, second half, etc. We went through one of the guys. Shout out to Young Sinatra on our Discord who helps us out. Him and Kyle help us out with our NRL fantasy previews, our late mail previews, which had the left and right side, etc., etc. But one of the big things he found out from my stuff from 2023 was even though we absolutely killed it with first try scorers and I think last try scorers and no, first try scorer and first try second half, we killed it. Last try scorers, we did really well. Anytime try scorers, I was only up a couple of percent all season. And last year, the odds were generally better than they are this year. So I was trying to put out an anytime try scorer pick for every game just to sort of make it consistent and all that kind of shit. But from now on, fuck that. I'm going to be going for value and only value. If there's a couple more picks that I can put in for the game, I'll start doing that as well. But I guess for you guys, like to understand what I'm trying to do is when I write this article on Wednesday evening, a lot of the value has already been crunched in, which is all right. But from whatever value is left, I'll make sure if it's, 6 or 7 picks instead of the 5 that I've tried to cut it off in the first month, I'll add a couple more. And if there's no anytime try scorer picks that stand out, I just won't put it in. I've tried to have one every game, but fuck that. If there's no good prices, there's no good prices. And especially for this weekend with the rain around, big note for anyone listening, anyone watching, if you're punting on the rugby league this weekend, it is going to be pissing down for more than half the games. So I don't think there's any game, maybe that Broncos Storm game first up in Melbourne. That might be the only game, but almost every game is going to be rain affected and half of them it's going to be pelting down. So if you're putting fucking anytime try scorers on wingers and especially multis on wingers, horrible idea to be doing that this weekend. I'll tell you that right now. And I'll be wary of that when I do my tips. Anyways, guys, enough fluff for me. So I'll get straight into it. What you can see on your screen over here, if you Google Wicky Linktree, guys, at Discord, it's just about to hit 4K. So we're on the verge of 4K. Aside from that, our odds comparison tool, it is free. If you're watching this live, it's just past 6 p.m. Sydney time. And the OCT, the odds comparison tool, is just about to go live for everyone. Aside from that, guys, Wicky Premium, I think we've still got one spot. It's 4 rounds in. It's a 27-round season. And a lot of the value is obviously yet to come with a lot of injuries and chaos going around. So if you are keen on Wicky Premium, check out our explain article to find out more about it. Feel free to sign up. DM me as soon as you sign up, and I'll add you into the premium channels. Except for that, guys, We've done a lot more collab stuff with Tripod this year. So Jacob from Tripod has been doing NRL tipping for, well, this is his 10th year. He's been successful, profitable, long-term punter. They've got a great community on Facebook if you use that. They've got more than 25,000 people in their Facebook group, so check that out. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but what I'll quickly point to actually, these two, NRL Round 5 fantasy article, as I said, Kyle and Young Sinatra from our Discord community, they help us out with both of these articles. People are always discussing, who's up against does he play left, does he play right, all that kind of stuff. That's in the late mail article. Also, injury stuff. So last week we had Zach Hosking start for Elliot Whitehead. We had Tuolangi from the Eels start for Bryce Cartwright, all that kind of stuff we cover in our weekly article for late mail. So make sure you check that out. We kind of try to get everything that's going on around the NRL and bring it all to you in the one place. So that's probably it, guys, in terms of stuff around with Linktree. And if you don't know already, we've got an AFL goal scorer and a player props NBA odds comparison tool as well. Again, it's all free to use. Just Google Wiki Linktree. Cool. Oh man, if you are on the Discord, please mute yourselves. If you are listening to this, please mute whoever that is, because that noise is fucking painful. All right, cool. We should be good, guys. I'm just going to quickly go to the OCT and hope that is loaded up. If not, I will have to use the premium one, but I think we should be good. Nope, we are not. We are not. Okay, cool. Should be up in a couple of minutes. What I might start doing, guys, I might just use our premium OCT to talk through. Man, this is super annoying. Guys, if you're on the Discord, please mute yourselves. I'm going to try to hunt through and mute whoever that is, because that's fucking annoying. There we go. Who are we? Is everyone muted? How do you mute people on this? Mute. There we go. Cool. All right, that should be it. Give me 1 second. Dude, this is super annoying. Sorry, guys. Give me literally 1 second. All right, cool. Whatever. If you guys join the Discord, please chuck in the comments on Discord if you want, but please mute yourselves because we are recording this. All right. Well, I will have to get back to this in a second. What I'll do in the meantime is I'm going to have to use our premium odds comparison tool, guys. Yeah, look, this isn't meant to be a pitch, but as you can see, it's much easier to use. You can hide bench players. I'm just going to get straight into it. So, Storm v Broncos. Broncos are still missing Payne Haas. They're still missing Reece Walsh. They're still missing Braden Piakura, and they're missing the 3 guys they obviously lost over the offseason. The Storm are heading in the other direction. They've got Pappenhausen. Obviously he's been playing all season. They've got Cam Munster back. He's been named at least, and they've got Jerome Hughes back. The only person they're missing now is Nelson Asofa Solomona. So I really, really like the Storm in this matchup, and they're playing at home. And you got to remember that they had that crazy record for the last decade or so of dominating the Broncos as well. So anyways, generally, I like the Melbourne Storm in this one. I'm going to, as I said, pretty much stay away from any time try scorer plays for most of this round. I don't think this is one of the rain-affected games. $8.75 for Adam Reynolds to score actually seems pretty bloody good. That's probably the only one that I would look at here. And that's on Neds, by the way. And Jaden Hunt, the back rower from the Broncos, plays left side with Ezra Mam and Selwyn Cobbo on the left side for the Broncos. Jaden Hunt is $9.25 on Sportsbet anytime try scorer. But as I said, I'm going to go back to my strengths here and back myself in. First try scorers. Let's have a look. You can see that a lot of the good prices, guys, are on Betr. I do like Betr's prices, but I try not to tip on there because I know a lot of people either essentially it's if you do have a few winners, they are pretty quick to cap people. So I usually try not to tip on there, but obviously they've got good prices. So if you don't already, Jacob from Tripod, he's got referral links over to Betr, so you can check that out on wiki.ai. You'll find our sort of bookie links there if you want to make an account. In terms of the prices that stand out, I'm just trying to have a look. Nothing. Yeah, okay. The high odd stuff. I need to make a decision on this game because we've got Fletcher Baker, Carrigan, and Jensen, the 3 middle forwards for the Broncos. They're all between 71 and 81 for first try scorer. I don't think I've tipped any of them, but I'll need to have a closer look. Look, the one that stands out straight away, the two that stand out actually, we tipped Billy Walters first try scorer last week at 41s, and it got up for us, which is amazing. He's 41s again this week on Neds, and the other one is, sorry, Billy Watts is 41 on BetRight and TopSport. Adam Reynolds is 41 on Neds, which I really like. So they're probably the two that stand out for this game. Banks, sorry, the Dogs versus the Roosters. As I said to you guys, anytime try scorers, I'm going to be really wary of tipping that. It is meant to be absolutely fucking pissing down for this game in Sydney. So, as I said, super, super wary of anytime try scorer plays, especially with the Dogs taking on the Roosters. The Dogs have actually been all right the last couple of weeks. They beat who's they beat that's right. They beat the Titans. And I'm mind blank on who they played last week. But essentially, this is a game that I'm a little bit worried about generally. And especially with the rain, you just don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. So I'm gonna stay away from any time try scorers there. But let's look at the first try scorers. So again, you can see Maxi King at 101s. It's funny. Like, he is not a dynamic ball runner. He's playing for the Bulldogs. There are a few reasons to obviously not tip him, but prices get out to a certain stage, and especially in the wet, where I'm like, anyone could fucking fall over. If it's an absolute fucking like muddy, rainy fucking game, anything could happen. Like, the class of the Roosters gets negated a little bit. Yeah, I don't think 101s is that price, but there's gonna be a play somewhere where Max King just gets so fucking high in terms of the number for him that I'm gonna tip it. But 101 first try scorer is, I don't think I can do it just yet. But I'll wait. I'll wait till the article to see if I can find something that, like, sometimes you can find really interesting, like first, second, third, etc. Like those types of markets, and we'll try to find something for Maxi King if he just gets out to some fucking ridiculous ass price. Sam Hughes, you can see here that our model loves him, but you can see the red highlighting, which means that he's a rookie and our model doesn't price him accurately. So don't look at the model value for rookies, guys. Be wary of that. Aside from that, you can see a whole bunch of really good BetR prices. And again, if you don't have an account, make one. They've got great prices, but I usually try not to tip there because you get a few winners and usually find yourself capped. Aside from that, Matt Bird at 38 on Top Spot looks all right. I'm trying to see. Marnie at 51s. I think he scored last week or the week before. He looks okay. Lindsay Collins at 51. So now the Dogs have a really weak pack. Got Sam Hughes, who I really rate, but he's still a rookie. In a wet game, got Collins, who started in the last season or two, started to become a really good try scorer. 51s is definitely okay, but if I find 61s for Collins, I'm tipping him first try scorer. Even Drew Hutchison, the one thing he can do is try to run the ball. 41s is borderline price, but I'll look for a good price about Drew Hutchison. They're probably the few things that I'm leaning at. But my main point for this game is stay away from fucking anytime try scorers. Of course, the Roosters are a better team than the Bulldogs, but it's going to be raining. It's going to be raining a lot, which usually brings the teams together. And I think the Dogs have actually shown a few good signs. Like, they obviously do not have good middle forwards. And the Roosters really do. Like, they've got Terrell Mann, the bench, got Rare, Hargraves, Collins, Radley. Holy shit, what a fucking starting pack. Give me 1 second. But anyways, I will obviously jot down a few picks for the article, but nothing massively stands out there. What I might do, guys, I might just go through first try scorer. There's no point looking at any time try scorers. I almost definitely won't be tipping them. So I'll focus on first try scorers. So Knights and Dragons, like preseason, you would have thought, yep, the Knights, Kalen Ponga, 10 straight last year, got into the second week of the finals from memory last year. Dragons tipped to come 17th, shit squad, etc., etc. But the Dragons beat Manly last week, and the Knights have been relatively underwhelming to start season 2024, which makes this an interesting game. And this is one of the games that I love for try scorers, because I think the markets have been framed for the Dragons to obviously be underdogs, and therefore their forwards should be decent prices. Don't necessarily love these, but I think they're okay. Frankie Molo and Eisenhuth both 71s on BetRight, first try scorer. JDB, DeBellin, 67s on Bet365. Jacob it's annoying. Oh, like Jacob Little. I love him as a try scorer, really good ball runner. He's 51s on Ned's first try scorer. I think that's the one that probably stands out. Aside from that, Flanagan, he scored 2 tries in holy shit. The Dragons have only played 3 games, I think, and Flanagan scored 2 tries out of those 3 games, which is pretty impressive. He's 38th for first try scorer. There are probably a couple of the guys that stick out. But again, I'll reiterate one of the games in the wet. Be really careful with this one. What I'll try to do with games in the wet, I'll try to tip a lot of like first try scorers or last try scorers or first try, second half try scorers. Like get the big odds, obvious plays because messing around with anytime try scorers and multis ain't the go. And even when I do my same game multis, which again, join our Discord if you like same game multis. I try to only do one per game. I tell everyone you want to be betting on singles. You don't make money from multis and same game multis long term, but it is a bit of fun. Everyone loves it, and I try to do one every game. A lot of my multis this week will be like this try scorer, this team plus, and the match total under, and try to beef up the odds that way. So we'll see what we can get to with that. Market value does basically what market value says, by the way, if you're not used to using this, guys, market value is when one bookie has the odds for a player higher than the second best bookie. So as an example, Jacob Little is just an awesome play. 51s on Ned's first try scorer. No other bookie has him over 41s, and you can see the 124% about Jacob Little. Nothing else massively stands out, to be honest. Nope. I'm going to move on, guys. Rabbitohs Warriors. Now, this is a game, again, will be rain affected. Be wary. I've actually got a good read on this game. I'm very confident with the Warriors in this game. I think the Rabbitohs did well to hang on against the Bulldogs. Oh, that's right. The Bulldogs competed well against the Rabbitohs. But yeah, the Rabbitohs just ain't it at the moment. Like I love Willie Mason on Levels podcast. I love they ain't it, he ain't it. I love that shit. Anyways, yeah, they just I don't know what it is about the Rabbitohs, but they're missing Cam Graham, they're missing Jairo, they're missing I forgot who else they're missing, but their pack just whereas the Warriors, they get Nakul Klokstad back. Yes, they lose Luke Metcalf, but they've lost him for most of the season now. TMM is going to step in at 5/8, and I think they'll be fine. In terms of try score odds, again, Tom Burgess scored first last week, but he was only 51s, and I didn't want to tip him at such a low price, which really pisses me off because I did tip a middle forward to score first against the Bulldogs because of the weak pack for the Bulldogs, and Tom Burgess did it, but his price was shit. So that's super frustrating. Looking at this week, guys, Cook at 41s on Neds. And who else? Cook at 41 on Neds. Near Core at 34s on Neds. And potentially Barnett at 61s on points better. The 3 first try scorers that stand out as potential plays. Our model loves Near Core at 34s. He is on Sean Johnson's right side. So if I had to make like an instinct call right now, I'd probably go near Corey. Market value wise, you got Cook, that's a standout, 41s on Neds, and Barnett at 61s on points. Bang. Like I read it without even having to, I found the good picks without even having to filter using the odds comparison tool. All right, guys, next up, Manly v Penrith in the pouring rain. I think it's the Saturday 5:30 game. Yes, I think it is the Saturday 5:30 game. So again, another game, rain affected. Penrith have Cleary missing, but they get Fisher Harris back. Manly played like dog shit last week, and I reckon they could do better. It's going to be really interesting because Manly, I reckon last week, like the Dragons kind of took it to them, and Manly just made a shitload of errors, especially Tommy Turbo. But this week, Penrith fucking, who did they beat last week? Oh my God, I'm blanking at the moment. But Penrith were playing a game that Roosters. The Roosters were the hot side. Penrith were missing Cleary and Fisher Harris still. Roosters were expected to beat them, and Penrith fucking blitzed them in the end. And then you got Manly, who was expected to blitz the Dragons and couldn't get the job done against the fucking Dragons. So I think this will be a really interesting game in the wet. Can Manly actually show some fucking resolve and take it to the Panthers? Or is that it? Like a Penrith just going to fucking roll on and Manly's just going to be soft and Tommy Turbo is just like not going to be good enough in the rain? Is he just going to beat up on the shittier teams and struggle anytime there's any competition. I don't know. For that reason itself, I'm super fucking interested to see what happens with this game. I think I really do like Aloi as a try scorer, guys, but 61s is just too short, especially against the Panthers. I think Yowie at 51 on BetRight and BetR is decent. Definitely got time for that. DC at 34s is decent as well on Bet365, but aside from that, nothing massive. Um, no, probably can't find anything else for this game, to be honest. So I'm happy to move on. Dolphins Tigers. All right, so this game's gonna be really interesting. So Lockie Galvin, he made a line break, set up that try for Buller to pretty much win the game for the Tigers. He's missing for a couple of games. Olam scored 2 tries, I think it was last week, and I think 3 in the last couple. Whatever, he's got a lot of tries. Olam's been great for the Tigers on the left over there. But with Galvin gone, it'll be interesting to see what that does to the Tigers. They do get Alex Twile back in the middle, which is great. The Dolphins, Joshy Kerr has scored 2 tries in the last 3 games this season for the Dolphins. So I'll be looking at a middle forward somewhere for this game with obviously my man Utukamanu playing in this one as well. Nikarima is 34s on Neds. Kafusi 41s on Neds. Katoa 41s on Neds. They're the 3 that stand out according to the model, and they're easily priced better than most other bookies as well for first try scorer plays. Yep, that's probably it for this game, guys. High odds wise, I would love to tip Stefano, my man. He's 41s everywhere for first try score at the moment. I would love to tip him. Uppy Coruscant loves putting middle forwards over. Stefano is freakishly good. He's scored the first try in every 28 NRL games he's played, and as we know, he hasn't even fucking started all of them. So always love Stefano for first try scorer. 41s is like the bare minimum that I'd want to tip him at. And I'm hoping between now and Saturday night at 7:30, I think this game is, I would hope that we get a 51 somewhere. But yeah, if I wanted to sort of fun bet it, I'd definitely fun bet Stefano 41's first try score and hope that I can kind of get a boost or whatever, like a power boost or whatever the fuck they're called. But yeah, slightly better would be great for value, but 41 is still good enough to take, I reckon, on Stefano, my man. All right. So this game is going to be really interesting. So Cowboys and Titans, it's very easy to say that the Titans are fucked. They've lost Tino. They've been shit this year. They're 0-3. David Fafita played 60 minutes last week and they still lost to, I think it was the Dolphins, but I am blanking today on who played who last week, but whatever. Titans just weren't good enough last week. I'm gonna have a quick look at value in terms of first rush. I think even in fucking Townsville, it's been raining, but I don't know if it's torrential rain like it's meant to be in Sydney, but it will likely either be wet or sort of had been raining for the last couple of days over here. A few prices that I really like: Foreign 51s on BetRight, Tanner Boyd 51s on Ned's tab, and Dabble. Where are we? Aaron Clark and Jolliffe 67s. Jolliffe seems to be 67s just about on most bookies, and Clark on TopSport and PointsBet. They're probably a few of the ones that stand out price wise, but let's have some fun. David Fafita, I tipped him last week to the premium guys. I'm not sure if I did it for everyone, but he played 60 minutes. He had good stats. He didn't score a try, but from what the commentators said, and I'm going to rewatch it before I officially tip it, but apparently he played on that left side with Kieran Foran. If you play 60 minutes or potentially the whole game this week, the price that we have for David Fafita on most bookies is $4 and above. BetRight and PointsBet have him at $4.50. Throughout his career, he's scored a try. Like if you convert his strike rate to odds, it's $2.90, and we're getting $4.50. They are playing the Cowboys, but the Cowboys weren't great last week, right? They got touched up by a Broncos side, missing a few players. I'm going to be going all in on David Fafita. I don't care if he plays. Honestly, I'm happy for him to play 60 minutes, but he has to be on Kieran Foran's side. He's a destructive ball runner. they can kick for him. Like he'll chase grubbers. He'll obviously be able to bust through, and he's a good hole runner as well. So David Fifita, $4.50, bet right, points bet. Absolutely love it. Even if he is on the bench as he is named, I still love the $4.50 about David Fifita. All right, last game, guys. Raiders, Eels. Actually, before I do that, I'll very quickly check if we have any comments. Give me a second. Oh man, I missed a few comments on here. God damn it. All right, cool. Outside backs, Fafita's on the bench. He is, mate. Fafita is on the bench. I reckon he'll either sorry, I'll talk to the the camera. So yeah, one of the guys just said big tip sport on Insta said Fafita's on the bench. He is on the bench. I'm hoping he still plays 60 minutes, or he's a late start, he's a late move to the starting team. And I love the $4.50. Dolphin, what's Papali FTS that's coming up in the next line? Joshi Papali. Where are we at? Josh Kerr. Yes, he does. Josh Kerr scored 2 games out of 3, which is ridiculous. Sorry. Flanagan working really hard for his dad. Aiden791 says Flanagan working really hard for his dad. I think that's really interesting. Like, look, I got into rugby league for fantasy, super coach, and punting and stuff. So I'm not always the best judge of like on-field footy and tactics and all that kind of shit. But I never thought Flanagan was that bad. I didn't think he was great, but he was a young half, right? So I think all he needed is like a legit opportunity. Get like most of these young halves, he just needs like a half a season to have like a proper crack at it. And he scored 2 tries in 3 weeks. Dragons have looked good. I think they won 2 out of 3, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever, they looked much better than most people thought. Seabold is the most hated Queensland coach. He sucks. Where are we? What's Curran paying? So Joshy Curran, sorry guys, I'm just getting back to all the Insta Live comments. Joshy Curran is paying, what the fuck is he? Josh Curran is paying $6.75 on Sportsbet to score a try. Again, the rain, the rain, the rain. But if you forget about the rain, I don't mind that price. I used to love Josh Curran as a hole runner back at the Warriors on the right side when he used to play with Sean Johnson. Max King is not a try scorer, bro. He's like 12. I totally agree. I think Max King will never score a skillful try in his life. All I'm saying is it's going to be pelting down in Sydney. He could fall on a ball that's just lying there in the near the try line or whatever. Nick Loveridge, any danger of tipping a winner this week? Honestly, it has been fucking frustrating. I think Walters at 41's first try scorer was my first tip in the article at Big Odds that got up, and it's 4 weeks in. You guys know I've been doing this since round 10 in 2022, and I haven't. Well, I don't think I've ever sort of been on the losing end, and we're down 50% on our tips. If you had $10 on everything, honestly, you would have lost a few $100s. I haven't done the numbers recently, but I am confident. This is my full-time gig. I love what I do. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I will get back to the basics. A few more higher odds try scorers, a bit less on the ATS stuff, and let's try to get back into the positives. Thoughts on try scorer bingo this round? A few more forwards crossover in the range. So what I'd say with try score bingo, unless they shoot out like a really juicy price, I would not be fucking touching that. I think I just checked the weather this morning. I think 6 of the 8 games it'll either be rain during the game or would have rained quite a bit before. So I would not be touching try score bingo on sports, but I think the price is at 5 or 5.50. So unless they shoot it up to 7, 8 or whatever it is, don't touch it. If it's around $5, don't touch it. Good luck if you do go down. I hope it does win, but the rain, the rain, the rain. I'd be wary of that. Bro, how many units are you up this year? 89791. I'm transparent as fuck. We're not up. We're actually down a shitload. I just addressed that. Last year, though, we did 20. Last year across 3,200 tips or whatever the fuck it was, we were up 25%. So like, obviously tipping 5 or 10% is good. 25% is amazing. It's really easy for me to brag about all our winners and then be embarrassed when we lose, but fuck that. I'm owning up to it. It's been a shit start to the season. Happy to cop that. But I've been doing this for a long time myself. Been doing this for this company for a couple of years now. I hope you guys enjoy the ride that we're on. And if you are on a lot of our winners, I'm sorry, but I'm sure it'll pick back up. Just going through any of the other Instagram comments. Grant and Puppy are scoring tomorrow night. Well, I think that's the only game that's not rain affected. So I'm just gonna have a real quick look at Grant and Puppy. I love Pappenhausen. What is it? $2.35. It's an okay price. And Harry Grant, he's actually paying $4.50, which is a decent price. Uh, for who said that? George.scope. Man, if you are still watching, Harry Grant, if you convert his strike rate for try scoring, games that he has scored in, convert that to odds, it's $3.68. And if they are full strength with Munster back, I fucking love him to score a try. He's $4.50 on TAB, Dabble, and PointsBet. So good luck if you do get on that. All right, I think that's all the questions, guys. Um, da, 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 da. Bro, your NBA and NFL is amazing. Yep, not me personally, but again, we've got an NBA and AFL odds comparison tool. I hope you guys find that stuff useful. All right, guys, I'm putting the Instagram comments away. We're at an Airbnb at the moment, and I've got like a little freaking, I don't know what to call it, but I'm holding up the phone for Insta Live in like a little compartment type thing. So hope that thing lasts. All right, guys, sorry for the distraction. I'm going to get back to it. First try scorer, Canberra Raiders and Parramatta Eels. I'm just looking out if I've missed anything. Someone on Discord thought this was my house. This is not my fucking house, by the way. Long story short, my partner's got a few days off between a contract. So we've got a few days off, and it was a long weekend, so we're out an Airbnb for a couple of days. Trust me, this ain't my fucking house. Not the way that my tipping's been going the last couple of weeks, that's for sure. I'll just see if there's any last comments to get back to. No. Can I have your thoughts? Oh, okay. I'll get back to all that later. Anyways, all right, last one, guys. I'm going to finish off with this. It was actually cool to have a few more comments and stuff. So the more engagement, the more comments there are, the more fun it is, honestly, for me to do this, because otherwise it's just me talking shit at the camera. All right. Last one, guys. Raiders versus the Eels. You got to remember, Eels still missing Mitch Moses. The Raiders, I'm just trying to think. So they're missing Hosking and Elliot Whitehead. They got Mariota on the right edge, which might mean Sean Lane might be an interesting try scorer tip, by the way. I'm getting to the model stuff for the Raiders game. Nothing massively stands out, but I already know who I'm going to tip. I'm so fucking keen to see that price. All right, Regan Campbell-Gillard at 67s on BetRight and PointsBet at the moment. I absolutely fucking love that price. So his strike rate won't tell you much with first try scorer, but love Regan Campbell-Gillard's running game. I think the prices this year are a little bit shorter than they have been for the last few years, which sucks. But getting a juicy 67 about Regan Campbell-Gillard, I think is really, really good. Anything else that stands out for this game? I don't think so. No. Big Josh Papa. I think someone asked about Big Josh Papa. He's 44s on top spot at the moment to score first. I almost always love Josh Papa and I love to tip him, but I think that's a little bit too short. Sean Lane is $34 on Neds and Better. As I just said, Sean Lane plays on the left for Para, on the right. So opposing him, you got Ata Mariota, who's a rookie. He's a middle forward who might have played some edge, but he's definitely not like an NRL edge player. So I reckon Sean Lane could definitely be a goer. And I'll almost definitely add him into the article. But anyways, guys, oh shit, yep, I've dropped the thing that was holding my phone up for Insta Live. So I'm gonna end this call, guys. Thank you for joining live. I hope you guys enjoyed our stuff. As always, I'll just finish off with Google Wiki Linktree. Everything that I do and we do for this company is free to check out. If you just Google Wiki Linktree, what's on your page at the moment. All our social media stuff is here. Our Discord, which has almost 4,000 people. If you're not already, we don't get back to our Insta DMs, our Twitter DMs as much as we should. But our Discord, I'm on there all day. We've got 4,000 people almost on there. So join that. We've got an NRL odds comparison tool. All the players, 6 different bookies, helps you find the best price. and a whole bunch of other stuff, NBA player props, AFL goal scorers. And the main thing is we've got an awesome community. We've got NRL Fantasy, Supercoach, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, come join in, and hopefully our record turns around for the shit start to the season that we've had. But yeah, keen as hell to turn it around. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'm going to be back home tomorrow, so keen as fuck to do a bunch more content. Hopefully, grab a couple of juicy odds winners across the weekend, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks a lot, guys.